Quick story. A girl and a guy met and fall for each other. They both love music, so decide to work together. And they were pretty good at it. Now on the surface, everything looked perfect. But oh, the stress of the city. So they decided otherwise. They packed up and left for the countryside. And that's where we meet this family, raising their children, growing their own food and their business together, on a quest to find a new normal and a new sense of happiness. And if you're looking for the same thing, then join us and we can unpack this thing called life together. Where are my manners? Let me introduce myself. I'm Shamel Olwago, my husband's Amondi Olwago, and together we are Nile Ochi. And this is Z-Quest. And we're happy to have you and we're happy to see you again. So what are we talking about today?
I don't know, you tell me.
I'm leading the conversation.
Yeah, hold on. How was your week? Even though I know, but how was your week? They don't know, they need to
Maybe
know.
you don't know how my week was. Maybe I've been hiding things from you.
Yeah, you didn't. You're pretty explicit.
1 week I'm going to hide stuff from you just to be able to have something to say.
Listen, you told me everything. No, so how was your week? How was your week, Shamel?
You never call me Shamel.
No, that's what I'm doing there. I'm acting on the behalf of who's listening.
Well, don't.
Who's watching us.
Don't.
God.
It sounds weird.
No, exactly. So I'm going to rephrase. Now it's me. How was your week, darling?
Oh, please.
How was your week, Shay?
You know what? You're too much. You hardly call me by my name. You hardly call me any of those things.
No.
You know what? You're too much. I'm not there. See,
I do call you darling.
Now and again.
Yeah. Not often.
Meow.
Yeah, you know it. You know.
Yeah.
Babe.
That's what you call me most of the time.
So how was your week, babe? So how was it? Really, how was it? Even though I know, even though you told me everything, how was your week?
My week was testing.
Why? Tell me why.
My week was testing because at the end of the day, I'm just out here trying to beat the algorithm. I'm not going to lie to you people. Okay?
Yeah. Which algorithm? There's so many.
All of them. Okay?
Okay.
Do you know what it is? It's like finding out, acting. Okay. It's like you go independent to be able to be your own master. And you realize you're only slave to something else.
Robots.
And it's like...
Slave to robots.
Yeah. And it's like, you know what? You got to see past that and just keep it moving. At the end of the day, when you want to use someone else's platform, that's what comes with it. So the only way out of that is to just build your own platform while you're using someone else's. And hope to bejesus that you're not in this situation your whole entire life and keep it moving. Like, that's what it is.
So how do you
that feel? And a little bit of pandemic, it's funny because...
But how do you feel about it now? Like, are you over it? Or it's like one of the things you still...
You know what? I have mixed weeks. I have weeks where I'm like, I'm going to power through Victory Garden, all this business. And then I have another, And then, say what now? And then I have another time where I'm just like, you know what? I need a hot water bottle. I need a good Netflix series. And I need to go into my bedroom, our bedroom. But at that point, I'm sleeping in the middle of the bed and I'm rolled up in a ball.
Like every night.
No. Lies. You know what? I'm sick of this.
Come on.
You know what? That's actually really disrespectful considering you take up most of the bed. Okay. And I oblige it all the time. But I'm just like, he's bigger than me. Let him have it.
But it wouldn't be funny if it wasn't the opposite.
Fine.
There's no point of a joke.
I give you that.
Boom.
Okay, fine. And
oh no, that's the wrong one.
That's the wrong one.
I did on purpose, which is funny.
Okay, you're really trying right now. You trying? Is this your attempt to cheer me up?
I was talking about, yeah, exactly.
I know what you're talking about.
Dun.
This is our issue. I can't really stay mad at you for too long.
Do you think we can get sued for using that sound?
We'll say it again and we'll find out.
down, down.
No.
No, you can't. It's a sound. Come on. We know about, how the low work in the music industry. We know that, it's not over 4 consecutive notes. So we're good. Yeah, we are good.
All right then.
We're good. Don't worry about it.
We'll find out
Don't worry about
on
it.
next episode of Quest. Okay, look, all I'm saying is
With tears in our eyes. Oh, we got sued for 3 million.
I would say it was him. This is where I cut ties with you, baby. I love you, but not that much. This had nothing to do with me. Family, me and my children. That's a joke.
So we know.
So no, I feel like some weeks I'm all right about it, and then other weeks I'm just like, why? That's what it comes down to. A little bit of a pity party now and again. And then I just get up and I'm thinking, well, you know what? No one's coming to save you. You got to just Fiona this situation out and get out of there.
Yeah.
Though if you think about it,
she got saved.
Saved by Shrek and a donkey.
Yeah, that's it.
So where's my Shrek and a donkey?
Do you know what? I always, when you say that, I was wondering how Donkey had baby with the dragon. I
always wonder that.
How did they have sex?
I was always wondering that.
Like,
I didn't know what happened.
They didn't think that properly.
I think that it's one of those things that they...
I get it. He transformed into an ogre at 12 midnight. So,
She's fully transformed now, babe.
Yeah, no. She made a choice. So I get it.
I don't know.
It's weird. Anyway.
It is weird. But I think that's the whole point of it.
Every time I see it, I was like,
how is you lot...
How is...
Yeah.
Like, what was going on? How
I always wonder it, but I think that's what they left in there. This is the genius of the writing of Shrek. They know they need something to keep the parents ticking.
Genius, I guess.
Yeah, and that is always a question. I don't think there's a parent out there that doesn't think about that. That doesn't run past when they're watching Shrek. Like, how does this work?
And it felt like to me, Donkey got abused.
At the beginning,
he got me too. Okay, forced into a dragon's den. No, it wasn't a den, but you know what I mean. It's got
yeah.
Donkey got abused.
Yeah, at the beginning, it was a little bit like, hey. It was a little bit like that.
Look, hey, I'm just saying, if that was in an office, it would have been a problem. It would have been a problem.
True say he walked into her house though, so not saying that makes it any better. Either way, no, this is wrong.
If you walk into someone's house,
it's true. I'm just listening to what I'm saying and I'm like, nope, it's still wrong. Yeah. All right, fine.
But anyway, so how do you feel about the algorithm?
I feel like they're throwing down the gauntlet and I'm going to take it up and do the challenge. That's how I feel.
Do you think genius or a big mistake? Having algorithm that actually dictate everything.
I don't think it dictates everything, and I think that at the end of the day, someone wrote it, so...
That someone has the back door.
You know what I mean? So it's like yes and no, but yes, but no. And they need something in order to run this big system. So
yeah,
if that's what it is, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And if you don't like it, leave. It's kind of like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
But
then it's like it's someone.
But it's work. It's work, and I think really what it is when you do this type of work, a lot of people who aren't in it find it hard to quantify.
Do you think that it's only a small portion of the population that really dealing with this problem?
Yeah.
So when you talk to your friends,
it's the eye roll. It's the forever eye roll. It's like, yeah.
Basically, if you know an IT guy, you might not know what,
And even then, they'll...
Or if you don't try to run your online business, because I think it's that everybody that run an specific online business. Yeah. And people like IT guys, it's people like that knows about those stuff. Yeah. Yeah. It's I'm not gonna lie, it's tough. It's not easy, and then you gotta keep updated for what's going on, and basically bottom line is that when you start, it's going to be hard for a long time.
Sometimes and sometimes not. Those are the facts.
Yeah.
Depending on who you are, where you are, everything. There's so many different factors that go into it. So I'm just enjoying the ride because I know how these things go. Yeah. And at the end of the day, at some point I'll look back on this video or listen back and I'll be like, stop whining.
Yeah.
But some weeks I had a hard week regardless of that. I was just like, you know what? It was like that all week.
You cherry on top of the cake, innit?
Yeah. That's how it was. Though the garden's going well, everything's in full swing.
Yep.
Though I would like some tomatoes at some point, but I don't think we have enough sunshine for it right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's very green, but not much fruiting yet.
No, which is kind of giving me pause because I'm like, when are we waiting till August or are we going to see you mid-July?
The fruit are forming, but they have to ripen.
The thing is, how long can a fruit be formed without ripening on the tree before it goes bad? Do you see what I'm saying?
Well, you got to worry about this at the end of the season. When in zone 8, that's really like when you reach September, October, and then you're like, okay, we've got plenty green fruits. And I need them to ripen.
See, that was the dilemma last year.
Yeah, it was a special year. I guess maybe a few things we could have done differently.
Do you think that we'll be having a heat wave this year?
Yeah, I think so.
What are we doing to prepare as a family?
Don't
think I'm asking you this because because I really don't know what your answer is going to be.
We're already doing it. I think the bottom line, if you have a house, if you have some land, grow greenery around you, a lot of it, to create a microclimate and
shade,
and that can have shade in the garden, and obviously so the sun is not hitting your house too much. And if you ever want to be a bit outside, you've got enough trees for you to be in shade and not burning alive out there.
There is a place in Canada right now, they're part of that dome, they're calling it the dome over here, which is this area between California and Canada that are suffering right now from an extreme heat wave.
I don't even think it's near California. It's all the way up, actually.
It goes from Vancouver, California all the way up there. It's like a whole...
Oh, okay.
That's why they're like the dome.
I thought it was just in Canada.
No, not just in Canada. I saw where it stretched all the way down to...
They recorded 49.7, I think.
It's ridiculous.
Celsius. I don't know what it is in Fahrenheit, but you guys can go and convert it. It's not difficult. But it's 49.7.
It's a lot. What did we have here? We had 42, didn't we?
Last year, I think we went up to 43 or 44.
It was so hot.
Something like that.
Do you know what? I didn't suffer as much from it last year as I did the year before.
But you were pregnant.
Listen.
So it's
being pregnant in a heat wave is absolutely... Yeah. Let me think about what it feels like, and let me try and put that imagery out there for all those who have not yet been pregnant. Okay, it's like if you have a hot water bottle, okay?
Yeah.
That's been attached to your tummy.
Yeah.
But on the hot water bottle it says...
I'm trying to picture in a hot water bottle.
That's what I'm trying to get it there, right? So close your eyes. Hot water bottle.
Go on.
Hot water bottle.
Enlighten me. Go on. Let me know.
But they say on the hot water bottle, do not put boiling water in this.
Okay.
They say that, though no one listens.
Yeah.
Imagine you did put boiling water in it.
Yeah.
And then for some reason that boiling water started to bubble and steam.
Yeah.
And then you just put it on your tummy and carried it around.
Yeah.
But the hot water bottle was a XL size. So it went from the front, wrapped around the side, all the way around to your hips.
Yeah.
That's what that was like.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty serious.
That's like a fanny pack.
But that's why she's strong.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Because she got boiled.
She got boiled.
Honestly.
I mean, it was really hot.
It was.
I remember.
It was so hot. I was more worried for her because
you were more. Yeah.
I was more worried for her because I was just like, okay, mommy's hot, but I'm feeling like you're bubbling in here.
She's inside, so you thought,
bubbling.
Yeah.
And that's every time I would like pee, it would just come out.
Yeah.
Just like shooting fire. I was like, she's boiling in here. Yeah, and then when my water broke, I was like, of course, she needed some relief.
Yeah.
She did. She was in there like, this is hot. It needs to come out.
Yeah. But you know what? You actually were at the end of the pregnancies, which means that if anything happened, then the baby can survive. It's like a normal... it's going to be a normal birth. I mean,
she only came 2 weeks early.
Yeah, it wasn't like, dire where you like, maybe 7 months.
Which I would have been more fearful of. Yeah, but we didn't have aircon. We never have aircon. We just have fans. I think we might need aircon.
Shutters closed as well.
I think we might need aircon now. I know we've been trying to avoid it for years, but...
No, I'm not. I'm not saying we shouldn't get it. I think why not? Yeah, get it. If it's gonna be now on the regular, because up to now they were saying we're going to have like climate change and different things happening.
Yeah.
But you don't know. All right, the floods. We all set on that one.
Do you think we'll be flooded?
The floods. It's going to be constantly there now because it happens several times in different places. The heat waves now have been here now on a regular for maybe I say 3 years. About 3 years on a regular heat waves, but like regularly you will systematically have extreme heat.
In now, summer,
3 to 4 years it's been coming. So now we're like, okay, now it's coming to a point where we're like, okay, that is regular. Like we haven't seen something like this dome that's going on in Canada, but as soon as that start happening on a regular, because they say that it can happen anywhere it's possible, then I think now people will start making changes. Mind you, that even for the floods,
what are we gonna do
changes
if there's a heat wave again? We're gonna have to get a thing this year.
Yeah.
We're gonna, because look, people in Canada have been dying, I think 10?
Yeah, or a dozen of people or something like that.
Because it's just too hot. Because this is the problem when it's a heat wave. If there's a heat wave, usually the temperature doesn't go down at night. So it doesn't give you time to recover. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like usually in the heat of summer, it's like, okay, it was 40 today, but this evening was 20 or this evening was 18. It cools right down. You've got time to readjust your body temperature, but it's just been burning its way through the night. Like, if it goes like that, I think we should go to your mum and dad's because they got the basement.
Yeah, but it depends what people are doing. If you someone that wants to insist to have you shutters open and doors open, which she does, she likes having the door open, then the heat will travel from outside into your house. So literally when this happens, you have to keep everything closed. You have to keep the heat out of your house.
This is true. So what are we going to do then?
I think we need some sort of aircon, even if it's like a small unit and you place it in one room and maybe when it's really hot, you stay in that room.
Yeah, I think so.
Then we'll probably do that. I mean, for how big our home is, not that it's huge. It's not small though. So
we could just stay in one room.
Trying to have every single room.
Not gonna happen.
Fresh is not gonna happen for this year. You literally need to install the system.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that.
But yeah, I guess we can buy one that is just for one room.
Yeah, that's crazy because I was looking at it and I was like, those people weren't ready.
No, they were not.
They weren't ready. They used to snow.
And I think it depends as well of your health as well at some point.
You think so?
Yeah, because if it's like close to 50 degrees outside, because there's places in the world where this happened, but it's like obvious places like
it's regular.
The desert and stuff, and places like this. Yeah, but when you're not used to it, so you tend to do certain things you're not supposed to. So you might not shield appropriately, and then also there's a part of the population that is older, that is not used to this extreme heat, and unfortunately, as you get older or not as fit, then you might suffer the consequences.
True.
So I think as well, it depends. If someone also that has asthma or certain health ailments, so that is going to be a problem for you.
I'm leaning towards just getting the aircon and everyone sleep in the front room.
Yeah, you should take the bigger room of your house and then make sure that room is refreshed. Yeah,
definitely.
Specifically to be able to sleep, because the problem is when it lasts for long, or 1 week, 2 weeks, and 2 weeks is really long, and you can't really sleep. That is really the only thing. It's really hard to sleep. That's difficult.
Yeah.
And you have to keep drinking water and stay hydrated.
I think those are the days we're gonna have to stay still and just hope that outside survived.
Oh yeah, but you know what, we might have to cover the crops.
With what though?
They've got actually it's like some sort of net, and it's like it's against the direct sun, and you can put it over your crop.
Oh
yeah, they have that. But then I'm guessing you can take any sort of net and it will still be better than nothing. Or some sort of like because there's much of things you might think like maybe like some geotextile and thing like that you might have, like we have.
Yeah, but it's gonna bring more. It's gonna convert the light into heat.
Not necessarily.
Why?
So, because what you could maybe you don't shield your crop, but you don't cover them. So maybe you set like 4-8, depending how big it is, 4-8 posts, and then you attach that
on top.
So
but it's not touching it. It's just like a shade.
Yeah, so it's like a shade. And
yeah, that might work
specifically for certain crop or diet. So you need like to make sure they're not too hot, and they're not too
we're just gonna have to cross our fingers, because I don't want to lose our harvest, to be fair.
Yeah, I think but then plants are good in converting some of this heat and some of the light of the sunlight, the direct sunlight. So it depends. It might have actually
cross fingers.
You need enough plants in your garden. That's why I was saying, like, literally we prepared for it. We started preparing for it for the next year. We should have to plant trees, have like an ecosystem that can allow you to sustain this type of heat.
Well,
it's the same thing for floods anyway.
Do you think we're going to actually get the floods?
It's a possibility. It's a possibility.
I'm thinking about it and I'm just like...
We're still very far. So if you...
we're not very far.
No, we far... Okay. If you take... If you take what happened the last 4 years, 5 years in the area, and where the floods, the water came out of its original riverbed, then you know that it's not right next to our home yet. Now, I'm not saying you can't come to that point, but it's clear that that might be in a couple of years that's going to lead to this eventually, but we not there yet. You'll start seeing probably, because you remember there was a road down there where the water started coming in, but that's because what they've done from the actual stream, not actually from the river, they created a stream, like an additional stream on the side. Yeah. And that was a mistake. It was good for gardening and stuff like that, because then you can use the water for your plants, which I think they did, because they had this like little plots of land that people were using for gardening. So I think it was good for that. And immediately they had a problem there. We might have to move. That's a possibility, but
if it gets worse.
If it gets worse, definitely. But have you noticed that the water has never come all the way onto the field before even that main road that we have? It hasn't got on that road ever.
Not here, but down the bottom of the road.
Because of the stream. And when you go down there, the roads come closer to that river.
True.
That is why.
I'm hoping that we can just do something about it before it gets out of hand.
Yeah, I think we should. I don't think it's going to get to that point the next 5 years. But if we keep on going
the way we are,
the way we are, probably in 10 years, yeah, it will be there.
Oh, well, we'll think about it.
But they
from
warned
now.
us though. They warned us.
Yeah, I know they warned us. That was my problem.
In the next 30 years. So I think here, in the next 10 to 15 years, you probably have a.
They dropped that. They dropped that 3 years ago. Like, these are the things you might want to have.
Yeah, but hopefully, I'm hoping that it affects enough people first, so that the council decide, okay, it's time to act. It's time to do something about this. Because they can.
I'm sorry, but my hope for that is low.
How is that?
You know why my hope for that is low.
I know, but I want you to,
Because when it comes to French government moving on something preventative, it is an impossibility. They work on urgencies only. It literally, the house has to be burning down or have burnt down, and then they may come through.
Yeah.
They're not going to say this might happen. Let's put down money so that it doesn't. They're not preventative. They're curative.
No, they're not.
So time it takes for that, this whole neighborhood might have to get all flooded, and then they may.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, I don't think that they're gonna move anytime soon. But if you have enough people that have a problem about it, then they will have to do something.
I won't hold my breath.
Yeah, there's several houses before it gets to a house.
Of course there is, but I'm not the type of person who thinks like, okay, this is hit the neighbour's house literally next door to me. Yeah. Now it's time to act. I'm like, you see the road that we can't pass every time? Yeah. That's enough for me.
Yeah. No,
because the next step is somebody's home, you know what I mean?
Do you know what it is? I'm not saying that we should wait. I think that regardless, we should, make our own decision and just, move somewhere else if that is the case anyway.
Do you even believe that? Do you think climate change is actually affecting us right now?
Yeah, of course.
Have you seen the difference, or is this something that you just think maybe you're being influenced by the news?
No, I've seen the difference. I mean, when I was a kid, I remember that. I remember winter where winters, like when you were in winter, you knew you were in winter because you had snow. You had sometimes the frozen lake. When you had a frozen lake, the thickness of the ice sometimes was like about that thick, like something like 40 centimeters thick of ice. I haven't seen that for years.
No, you're right. I haven't
seen that for years, which means there's been a shift in seasons. I mean, you can still try to call it 4 seasons, but to be fair, the seasons are like they don't know when to start and when to finish, because even
that's true.
Now we had rain, episodes of rain, and like weather like March weather
for the past 3 weeks.
For the past 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And you're in June. This is not what's supposed to happen. That's not what's supposed to happen, and that leads to other things, disease and all stuff. And
yeah, that's the issue I have with
crops and stuff like that. So it's an issue. So yeah, you can directly see, and I think if you're in the countryside, you see it probably more on what's going on around you. Now, the only time people in the city are seeing it is when they start getting sick or having asthma episodes because of the pollution. So you can see the actual pollution, and you're like, wow, the sky it's not even blue. It's like blue-grayish. It's like there's a constant film that in the sky, and that's probably when they realize that.
Yeah.
But if you get used to this, that's it. You're not seeing anything.
True.
But we in the countryside will see that a lot.
I think. What do you think about people who say that climate change is not real?
I think they're morons. I think absolute morons.
What if where they live there's no changes happening?
Then I still think they're morons. It's not because nothing happened where you are that it doesn't make it true, and in the thinking that you live. I mean, literally, the Earth is a sphere. Mm-hmm. how more connected do you want? It's to me, if the Earth were a square, I almost understand why they feel not connected, because you have the
different faces.
But you just see like a square, like it look connected.
You mean the circle?
The circle.
The sphere.
The sphere. It looks connected. Like even the look of it looks like it. Unless you think you're a flat earther and then you still think that the Earth is flat. But anyway.
Then we'd still be connected either way, wouldn't we?
No, you'll fall off at some point. No, I just think they're absolute morons, honestly. Like I think that's really moronic to even say that. Now, I think those people, they're morons, not because I don't think they know better. I think they do know better, but I think they're only doing it for money. And in this life, if you only do things for money, then you know what's going to happen. There's only one outcome when people only do things for money. Now, money, yes, is important, but not at the detriment of your life. Because at this point, money doesn't matter.
No. I was thinking about it and I thought to myself, well, between the pandemic and then climate change.
But what do you think you personally about when? I know you share most probably the same opinion as I do, but I'm thinking that what's your feelings about those people that actually say that? Like do you think there should be like socially restricted? Forget about social media and stuff like that.
I don't think they should be socially restricted. I think that they are putting their head in the sand. I think that it's actually an aggression against the truth. Sometimes you hear something you don't want to hear or face. So your answer to it is aggression and denial.
Yeah.
That's what I think it is. Because I'm like, okay, so what would it mean to you if we had, big weather events happening? What would that mean to them? There'll be the people out in the streets screaming and panicking and ripping their hair out.
So you're thinking
and crying over their lost goods.
So you're thinking that the same people that are saying it does not exist.
They're the same people who's going to want the first lifeboat out of here.
Okay, they're probably so. In other words, they're unrealistic about the consequences.
I think that they know that it could come, but for them, it's like, well, yeah, but it might not come in our lifetime. Come on,
they're still holding. Need to take the chances.
Yeah, and I think that they feel because let's just still be clear though. The issue about this is that, as far as everyday people is concerned, you listen to their connection to the weather, to climate, is the weatherman or the weatherwoman.
True, yeah, of course, yeah.
And everyone knows that the weatherman or woman doesn't always get it right. Yeah? Mm-hmm. So that means that fundamentally people have a disbelief in what's in the science of weather. So when those same people come and do a study for climate change, they are quick to deny it. They are quick to slap it down. Just like that.
Yeah.
For them, you weather people, boom, because you're never right. You don't even know if it's going to be sunny later on today or if it's going to rain, and you get the forecast wrong all the time. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Even though the fact is the weather's becoming really unpredictable, it's due to the global warming. I get it.
Yeah, but they'd say it's always been like that. It's like, as well, how we've always received it is in form of the news. So whenever there was, because I remember when I was younger, there was like a really big storm. I thought, wow, we've never had a storm before. And they were like, the last storm like this was like 1930 something at the time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I remember my parents saying, look, every now and again, you just get these big weather events. But it's every now and again. It's a freak weather event. So now when people are saying this has happened, that has happened, like the dome in Canada, mm-hmm. For those people who are non-believers, they just feel like it's another freak weather episode that happens naturally anyway.
So it's a one-off.
It's a one-off. For them, they're like, it's a one-off. It always changes. There's always going to be a couple of the hottest days. There's always going to be rain in this season longer. That's kind of the flippancy that they have for it.
But you know what? This is why I was saying the morons, and I tell you why. Because in order to register, record a pattern, which is when you start seeing the same pattern coming over and over again, then you can conclude, okay, we're having a problem here. You're going to have plenty one-offs first. It's just so basic.
Do you think we're past the one-offs now?
No, but even if you're not, it's to be noticed. If something is unusual that happen, okay. Next year happen again, okay. But let's not conclude too quickly.
Yeah.
Anything. Third year is happening again. Oh, hold on a minute. And it's happening twice now during the year.
Yeah.
The year after twice. Oh, look at the pattern. It was like 1-1, twice. Now, following year 3 times.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna start with a one-off. Stack everything. Everything is a one-off when it starts. Maybe that's probably why we live in a society where people find it really hard to start, that to accept there's a beginning for everything.
Yeah.
And everyone wants to appear like, it's status quo now. It's what we know, and nothing else will come and disturb it. And if you're not a part of it, oh well.
Yeah, that's what I was like. That's always ridiculous. Innovation. There's always innovation. There's always something new.
Absolutely.
And I think that if you aren't in the business of beginning, which is why I said I'm going to look back and be like, stop belly aching. It's not a big deal. Yeah. This is whole part of being a beginner.
Yeah, the growing pains, isn't it?
The growing pains. You're supposed to have them so that you grow well. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, absolutely. No, I was just thinking.
You're not supposed to put yourself through trauma, okay? No one's saying that. But I'm saying there is going to be some growing pains, and that it just means you're growing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But when I think about it in terms of people wanting the weather to be 100% accurate and 100, you still can't. They still can't be. No, they can only give you the possibilities.
I mean, you know what?
Because of that, people say, well, because you can't give me 100%, then that's it.
So
you're no good.
You, basically.
Though lots of other things in this life aren't 100%, but you see people go jumping on that bandwagon. I'm not even going to bring that up, but that's another subject. Okay. No, that's another subject.
Yeah. We're only 90, innit? Oh, no, up 60. I just thought I was 60.
We're going to leave that alone.
We're going to leave that alone. I don't even say nothing. You don't even know what I'm talking about.
So I looked something up, yeah?
Mm-hmm. What did you see?
Just weather events for this year. Just to see if maybe people are just loony and there's no such thing as climate change.
Oh, so
if you ask my opinion, there is. Just for the record.
Do you think so?
Yeah, because I've seen the difference. I grow my own food. I'm a nature person. I've been so since I was a little kid anyway. And I've seen the differences between seasons, weathers, different events. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Even the animals. Like something as simple as when certain ants come.
Yeah.
Now, it might seem silly to most people because they're like, ants are always around. No, they're not. When certain ants decide to move or migrate, when certain ants decide to change their colony, when certain insects decide to come, new insects coming as well, I've noticed.
Yeah.
There's an increase in new insects from different parts of the world. What else have I noticed? There's also a difference in birds now. The different birds that we never used to have, all of a sudden we're having.
Yeah.
And they're like regular degular now.
Well, talking about animals, the most flagrant insect that I've seen, and really persistent as well, is mosquitoes. Back in the day, I remember that mosquitoes, you had the time when you had mosquitoes, and then by the time you get to autumn, they were gone. Now, like, you can see them. Even I've seen some even up to December.
Yeah.
That never happened before.
No.
And people need. I mean, some scientists need to look into this.
Yeah, I know.
Seriously, because we know that mosquitoes spread disease easily, but really and truly, it's not there like most of the year.
Yeah, that's the problem.
And it's not even like that's Europe. We're talking about Europe.
Yeah, I know. This is the thing. So just a brief overview.
Go on.
Okay, 8th warmest December on record was the December 2020, which now has 2020 as the second hottest year on record, period.
Second hottest year. When was the first?
I don't know. I'd have to read more.
Do you know what I hear? Often it was like, in 18 something in the other.
That's the thing. If you tell people it was in 18 something, they're going to say, well, then this is part of the cycle.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but
you know
once in a while, won't hurt nobody or whatever they say.
Well, it happens naturally. You see what I'm saying? That's what they were going to say. No, it was 2016.
All right. Okay. Oh. Yeah.
It was 2016.
Oh, that's one off. Like I said, you remember?
Okay, and then what else has been happening as well? Polar vortex, torrential spring rains, and flash floods.
Yeah.
Okay.
People are still thinking that those things are one-offs. Honestly, they're stupid.
And they think that it's intensifying tropical cyclones.
Yeah, it will if you think about it.
Yeah, they researched 90 different. They did 90 different studies on it, and they're starting to conclude that it's affecting the intensity of cyclones, which is
stronger, bigger.
A foot of rain, flash floods again in places that usually don't get it in mid-May. And that's this year alone I'm talking about.
Yeah.
What else are we saying? Heat wave.
Yeah.
It actually started in the west as well of the US. But now obviously we got the Canada one as well. Yep. The Pacific Northwest and the Western Canada. And apparently now they're going to have tornadoes coming.
What, same place?
Nah, this is somewhere else.
But you know what? Funny enough, I think we had a mini tornado that happened in last year. I think it's last year or 2 years ago in Luxembourg.
That was crazy as well because it's like, what?
Luxembourg.
That's random. It's the
random places, and I think it was in July.
It's the randomness of it all.
No, really.
Come on.
What are we doing here? You know?
Come on.
It is what it is.
So what else? Do you know what? It's coming up to the point of the year now where we have to decide what we're going to do with the kids because obviously we've been homeschooling.
Yeah.
And I don't know, how would you say the first year of homeschooling has been?
Definitely an adjustment had to be done. I think the once you as a parent understand that you need to train yourself in thinking differently, because obviously you're used to the old system where your children goes to whether it's public school or private school, that is like like a physical private school I'm talking about. Then there's a way the education is run in those places, and it has its advantages and it has its disadvantages. So, there's pros and cons and everything. Now, I feel that now what it is as a parent, when you homeschool your children, you have to train yourself not to think the same way you used to think, towards education.
Do you think the adjustment has been more from us, or do you think the adjustment has had to be like a two-way street for us and the kids?
I think it's a two-way street, but it starts by the parents. You have to adjust and understand that, first you have to learn, you have to know your kids better when it comes down to how they learn, what's the qualities, what are the flaws.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you cannot think there isn't any, and you have to. But for you, if you don't get with the concept of what it is to homeschool your children, then it's going to not work out. because you're still going to try to apply what's happening in, say, public school or private school, and to homeschooling, which is not the same. It cannot be run exactly the same for obvious reason as well, because I'm not going to list the obvious reason, but and then once that's done, you have to be able to explain it to the children so they get it, and that's really hard to do, because most of the time, if those children are they were always in homeschooled and they never went to public school or any sort of private school, so that they're used to it. It's already ingrained in them, and there's no need for anybody to explain to them. It's automatic for them to understand the concept. But if not, you have to spend the time, and usually the first year that men will spend the time, most of that year, trying to explain to them how they have to participate and
what's expected of them.
What's expected of them, and understand, exactly what's their role in this.
There is, what I would say, nothing that can prepare you for the first year of homeschooling your children. I think that it has been just as much of an adjustment for us as it has been the kids.
Yeah.
If not more. Because the reason I'm saying that is kids are quick at adapting. And even though I pride myself on being somebody who will pivot, who will adjust, who will adapt, not that fast.
You think that fast, yeah?
Sometimes I'll adapt physically and then my emotions have to catch up afterwards.
Yeah, I understand, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I'll do it. But then afterwards, being able to be okay with all the changes and settled in and actually check myself like, oh, am I in one piece? That comes a bit afterwards. And I feel like as much as we've researched it and tried to, kind of read up about it, watch so many videos about it, talk to people about it, it's still something quite clandestine.
It is, yeah.
It's like this kind of hush-hush underground secret community. And I know there's some people out there doing wonderful work on YouTube, really trying to just open the conversation about it. But a big reason I've realized why there's not that much conversation around it is because of people's judgment. People who aren't doing it.
It's really, really true, but
people who aren't doing it can be so visceral about their objection to it. Like they feel it in their spirit. It's wrong.
The thing is, we live right now we live in society where people don't really like facts. They don't. If they were if they took the facts for what they are, what's written on paper, they will realize that even though they have a lot of bad things to say, that the facts are speaking for themselves. They will realize really quickly that there is a lot of advantages in doing this, and that there is a huge difference between the mentality of those children that are homeschooled and the one that are in public school.
You've got to be careful about what you wish for, because I remember saying to myself maybe 2 years ago, oh wow, this person, I just stumbled on a video of somebody who was homeschooling their kids, and I was like, oh wow, she homeschools. I mean, if I had the time and if I was able to do it, I mean, ideal world, I would really do it. But practicality wise, that's exactly what came out my mouth.
Yeah.
But luck would have it.
Yeah, there we are.
That here we are. Yeah. And you know what? I wouldn't trade it for the world. Honestly, it's one of those situations where it's like, this is what independence feels like.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? I think that the only reason people have something to say about it, it's not because they know what's going on. When you homeschool your kid, they don't know. I think it's just because the idea of something being better that what they
can provide.
They I don't think even provide. I think what they invested in. Because when you send your kid to public school or a private school that resemble a public school, just that the education within that private school being higher, because obviously you're paying money.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes not, but yes.
Sometimes not, but for some enough cases it is that. The thing is, people are like, you cannot sit here and tell me that all I believed in all my life, it's like rendered useless to people that decided they're gonna homeschool their children.
The thing is,
there is this feeling, and you know it, and it's the same
that's why I think they're visceral about it, because they feel attacked.
And it's the same thing about having a 9 to 5, and tell you parents that work the 9 to 5 all their life that you're not gonna want to have a 9 to 5, and you're gonna want to run your own business. The majority of those parents, they will try to stop you, or they will not support you. Even morally, like they won't try to
for morale
to be a help. There will be criticism, because as far as they're concerned, this is what worked, this is what they knew, this is what they invested in, and they invested money into you for you to do what they think is best. And that's the same principle. It's like the idea of something challenging what they think was best. That's why people are finding it so hard to move on and follow change.
Yeah.
I believe that's the only reason why they talk, because they don't even know homeschooling themselves. They don't know what it is.
The thing is, sometimes I think it was after I had Gabrielle, I was just like, maybe if everything I know is not true, then I'll be open to know the truth.
Yeah.
That's what I said to myself. Because so many things were proved wrong to me that year, of things that I felt were so true.
Yeah, I understand.
You see what I'm saying? Like, this is fact. This is not fact. This is just true. And there's a difference between truth and fact.
There is, yeah.
And I was like, but what if your truth is no longer true? Are you going to still try and hold on to nonsense, or are you going to move forward to try and find the facts?
Well, you know, some people stay stuck in stupid.
True, but then at the same time, I don't actually have criticism for people who send their kids to school, because I was the person who sent my kids to school.
No, but you know what? It's just my point. Like, I don't even think public school is bad for you to send your children to public school. I don't think it's bad.
We sent both of our children to public school.
I don't think it's bad because you pay in a private school and you send your kids to private school. I don't think nothing is bad. It's just that it comes a time in your life where you've got to admit to yourself, and it depends. Everybody's situation is different, and that's why you can't trust somebody else for taking that decision. It comes a time when you have to admit to yourself, you know what, that's just not working for my children, or that's not working for me.
Yeah, that's not working for me.
And I
think that's all it is. That's all it is.
Because this is not what I want. And the idea of someone thinking that with the decision is better than others, you don't know, it's maybe better for you, but
it's not going to work. But yeah,
you can't speak for everybody else.
There are children at the end of the day. We'll talk about this in another episode, but they've done research and they feel like there's 8 different types of intelligence in children. Yeah, but the school system is built for only one of those types.
Well,
okay,
there you go.
So with that being said, if your kid fits into that type, school system is going to be the best for them.
Exactly.
They will thrive. That's it. See what I'm saying?
So it's not.
It's not black and white. It's just it wasn't working for us, and I think that why people get so offended by it, and so, you know, aggravated by it, and so, you know, just viscerally against it, like I'd said, they feel like us doing different is attacking their way of life.
That's what it is. I mean, it can always be out of ignorance and insecurity for someone to talk about somebody else's choices in their own life for themselves that don't even affect you.
Yeah.
That hasn't been proven to be bad. That hasn't even been homeschooling hasn't been proven to be bad.
Yeah, I know. That's what's crazy about it. Is that they haven't even
research about it that say, you know what, 90% of homeschooled kids aren't doing well. There's no research about that saying that.
No, there's research, but that's not what the findings were.
No, that's not what the findings exactly.
There's plenty of research, because people are doing research to try and disprove it.
Yeah, I know.
Which is crazy to me.
You got time on your hands.
You got time? You think I give a shit? Look, I'm going to turn around.
You know what you respect though? It's like the flat earther.
You think it's like flat earthers?
Yeah, it's exactly the same.
Do you know what?
I'm sorry to get you. I'm all for you. You can believe whatever you want, and that's okay. But you cannot be upset about somebody else believing something different with them. You can't be upset with them. Why are you being upset?
That's the thing. Why are you upset about it?
Because the documentary we saw about Flat Earther, they spent their time trying to disprove that the Earth was a sphere, was round, and every single time they be proven wrong on their own study.
But they need to believe in something.
And those were intelligent people. There was an engineer in there. They were not dumb. So what else does that tell you? Went to public school? No, I'm kidding. I don't know. Just read it. It's a joke. Okay? I'm upset.
Do you know what's really funny as well? When people come for you about it, forgetting that you yourself went to public school.
Yeah, exactly.
Both went to public school. I went to an amazing school. Not my high school. My primary school was
okay.
My primary school was fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you did actually.
Amazing.
Look at you.
Yeah.
That's really good.
But my high school was It was
It wasn't terrible though.
It wasn't terrible, but it was It was okay. Right. You know what I mean? But
exactly.
But then as I said, like I think that it comes down to this part of it has been tougher than actually dealing with it. If dealing with the children and getting them to understand the concept of wanting to learn, to be hungry to learn by yourself without interference, without somebody coming and telling you, read this book, do this, do that.
Yeah.
That innate wanting to discover, reigniting the discoverer inside of you, reigniting the scientist inside of you, that person who wants to research, that person who wants to know more, the inquisitive side of you.
Yeah.
If it was just down to trying to get that message through to the children this year, it wouldn't have been that bad. It's because it's compounded with families, people's, friends, microaggressions about it.
Yeah.
And then you having to kind of just make yourself small somewhat, just so that you don't get into a battle with them about something that really and truly
they don't understand
and is none of their business. I said it. And then warring against that and the fact that they feel like if you've made different choices to them, then that's because you feel like your choices are better. And it's like, missing one word, like better for me.
Yeah, but do you know what it is?
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna start. It's like buying a house. Like, it's not because you bought a bungalow and I bought a 2-story house that I think 2-story houses are better than bungalows.
Yeah.
That's my ideal house. That's your ideal house. We're allowed to have 2 different ideals and be happy with them.
But you know what?
And thrive separately.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I totally agree with this. And you know what is really funny as well? It's the way people criticize you for your choices and things they don't know. And if most of the people that homeschool their children, it's for the basics. After a certain age, the children will have to join a university or a certain type of school for them to perfect what they want to learn, and that is not your skill.
I'm not gonna be able to teach him quantum physics.
Exactly. Or all of a sudden, if he wants to code, or she wants to code, I'm not gonna go and all of a sudden, call myself a code specialist or whatever it is.
Code connoisseur
or developer, whatever.
Yeah.
And what I'm trying to say is like, so we here teaching them basics, okay? And if you didn't feel so insecure about the basics, which you should master anyhow, because to me it looks like for you to actually have a problem with the basics, I mean divisions, multiplication, fractions, all this, it's basic.
Yeah.
It's basic math.
Most children come out of school not knowing the basics here, though.
And my point, the basics can be taught by majority of people.
Of course they can.
And I know it makes feel teachers a certain way because they went and had to do high studies and go to university to become a teacher to teach the basics. It's not just when you teach your children, it's not just about teaching them the basics. There's all what do you call it?
Psychology behind it.
Psychology behind it. There's a whole thing they specialized in. So your job is still not redundant because
if anything, I feel we need more teachers, and I feel like they need to all have a raise. Period.
Exactly. And
they're not paid enough.
Exactly. And to me, for one teacher to be able to teach 30 students, it's too many students for one teacher.
Yeah.
A majority of the classroom is filled with 35 pupils.
Yeah. And it's too much for the teacher, and it's too much pressure for them.
Exactly.
And it's too much responsibility to put on one person to say that you're going to have any chance of getting a really one-on-one time with the kids who may need it.
Exactly. And some will be left behind because they don't learn as fast as is required for the basics.
Yeah.
So if that is the case, you do have to find solutions. And I think that more than being upset about it, people should see that as a solution.
Yeah.
An alternate solution. And it worked for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe now, because they've been forced into it because the pandemic, they may see the good side of it. Though a lot of parents' reaction was the same, which is, this is crazy.
Yeah.
I am not a teacher, and I'm not doing this with this child.
And that's okay. And maybe your situation, your present situation, not permit it.
Exactly.
And I get it. And then there's nothing wrong. And
there's nothing that you can do about it.
There's nothing you
Send
can do
them back
about
to
it.
school.
And it's not everyone. It's like assuming that everybody wants to be an Olympians. No, I don't. I think some people will in their lifetime be an Olympians. Between the one who wants to be an Olympian, the ones who will try to be but won't be, and it is this life.
Yeah, everyone's got their own way about it.
Yeah, everyone's got their own way about it.
I think the idea here for me is having as much avenues for a child to be able to learn as possible.
Yeah, I believe that to be true.
It's like opening up technical schools. I don't think that everybody needs to go to an academic school. I feel like academia can be reached in other ways. You see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like because some people are more technical. Send them to a technical school.
Yeah,
and there's nothing wrong with that.
But this term of being academic, it's only going to have a meaning based off of the curriculum. If you change the curriculum and made it suitable for another type of intelligence, then all of a sudden, those people that used to the old curriculum won't be academic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that simple, okay? So it doesn't have to be more complicated than that. So they understand that they had to make a choice. They had to say, okay, we have to do a curriculum. We cannot do everything, so let's make the curriculum that way about it. But at some point, you're going to have to decide, and some will be left, behind as a result.
Yeah. All right. So what's your biggest takeaway from this year then for the homeschooling situation?
For the homeschooling, I'll say trying to change your whole mindset about what it means to have an education. Not just to have an education for the sake of having an education, but more to have an education that means that you are you are ready to learn, to have an open mind, and to learn all sort of stuff, to have the ability to learn how to learn, really. And that's what I've realized with the children, that we needed to let them understand this concept. But we had to understand the concept first. I felt for us, it's like, okay, how should we go about this? And it was like, okay, we can't do this anymore. We have to teach them how to have autonomy, to learn what it means to have autonomy, which means that for them to like, okay, I'm gonna learn how to be autonomous so I can learn by myself. And eventually, when I'm older, anything that throw my way to me, I can just kind of digest the information and assimilate what I have to assimilate, and just be ready to just perform. That is the biggest takeaway, which I didn't feel that they were teaching this to our children at school.
I agree with you with that. I didn't feel they were teaching it, but I don't think it's through lack of wanting to. I think it's the sheer numbers. How can they?
Oh yeah, but what I mean is,
I'm not talking about what you just said. It's not contrary to what you just said.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I don't think they can though.
But I felt that our children personally didn't know how to learn.
I think they just had to, because the way it's set up is that they have to speed through it. They're given their orders at the end of the day, and they have to follow suit. And the way that the curriculum's set up now, they've just got to get through it.
Basically, yeah.
And the children are taught that get through it.
True, yeah.
You ain't got to, as soon as the test is done, you ain't got to retain any of this.
No, you don't. Yeah, it's true.
Just get through it and pass.
But then what is funny is the curriculum expects you to remember.
Only until you need to test. Once the test is done, there's nothing requiring you to remember.
The following year.
Ish. Because it's a bit of a rehash.
It is, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, it's true, yeah.
So,
I think...
How has it changed you? Do you think it's changed your relationship with the kids?
Yeah. I think like I know them better. That I knew our children, but that I know them now on another level.
Okay.
It's like and most probably that some people will never get there, because maybe that there's a lot of things once your kids are not with you that you won't see by default. It's just what it is, Like I realized that when it comes down to the education and some of the social interacting, because unlike what people were thinking, we are really open for our children to go and do other activities outside of the house, and go swimming. They were,
join
clubs, and all of that is really important. And they have this set of friends. Keep even the friends they had anyway,
sure,
from public school, which they did. And my point is like, you won't be able to know them very, know all of this if you're not here to witness it, and you'll find out through another adult's eyes, and they're gonna tell you, with this and that's happening with your children, and we need to find a solution, or or they're gonna tell you it's good when it's not so good. Either way, so I believe this what I felt, knowing our children much better and what they're capable of, what the true weakness, the flaws.
I think there's another thing as well. When you find out the truth, and you're like, oh no. That's how I spent about a good 3 months. No.
That's why. That's exactly what it was. Yeah,
it was that for 3 months for me.
But then you can't panic because this is normal.
It wasn't. It wasn't panic. It was
fear.
It was straight despair.
Yeah, tears in the eyes.
Disappointment and despair.
Tears in your eyes, and
I have been sleeping.
Yeah, it was that.
It's like waking up after you've been asleep at the wheel. You got to get back on track quick. It was like that.
Well, you had the same experience as me anyway, so you is there's anything else you felt like you like you learn about your children, our children?
They are not who I thought they were.
Okay. That can be said in good and bad.
Both, and I mean
both.
It.
Okay.
There's good sides to them that I didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
And there are questionable sides to them that I didn't know existed.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh.
Yeah.
Well, okay then.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. There's some sides that, okay, that don't make sense.
So that's who I'm talking to.
Let me rephrase.
It's like, so that's who I'm talking to.
Did you do this on purpose? It'd be like,
It's like, so that's how you set up.
True, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, and it's like you have to bear yourself, and they have to bear themselves.
Yeah.
And then you have to kind of just walk through this together.
Yeah. I think it's an adjustment for both parents and children.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. But my biggest takeaway is that whatever it is, you're going to get through it. Everything seems impossible at the beginning. Everything seems hard at the beginning. Everything seems like a mountain at the beginning. But chopping it up bit by bit as a team, you're going to get through it.
Yeah.
Everything just seems, because half of it is the unknown. Half of it is fear of the unknown. As you become more familiar with it, as you become more in tune with it,
it's true.
The ease happens, the acceptance happens that, okay, I'm waking up. This is going to be, I'm not trying to fight it anymore.
Yeah, definitely.
I used to wake up and just be like, why aren't you guys moving? Jesus Christ, you think I'm going to say I'm spending on time? Like, that's as well. People really downplayed the rage.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the rage. People are downplaying the rage.
But like I said,
how many pieces of my mind am I going to give to you?
Yeah, true. But like I say,
before I'm like, you know what? Let's just do this. Let's just move on.
But like I said, the learning how to learn was a big, huge factor in this.
I agree.
Because a lot of other problem stem from that notion.
And then why you should want to learn.
Yeah, exactly.
And what a superpower that is.
Exactly.
That will enable you to get through most things. Yeah. Even down to stuff you want to do.
Yeah.
Oh, so you want a TV in your room?
Because
okay, so you're gonna set that up, yeah? How are you gonna set that up?
Because
you see what I'm saying? Something as little as that.
Yeah.
Which, as a teenager, you're going to see as a way of freedom.
Yeah.
And you are going to be able to draw a source of achievement from being able to not only afford yourself something, but then being able to use it to the best of its ability.
Yeah.
But you can't do that if you're still relying on other people to come put simple things together for you.
Yeah.
Just the logistics of it.
But also what I found out like with the children, it's they always went through a crisis. Every time at the beginning, something was new, presented new to them.
Yeah.
Some sort of a crisis, and the crisis was always a bit like,
I'll never learn this.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I don't know this new thing, therefore I don't know how to learn it.
Yeah.
That used to upset me because no, but I never lost it like that. It wasn't like that, but it used to upset me because I knew where it was coming from.
Oh, you've lost it.
And
I've never really lost it like that.
No, I never did though.
Stop the lies.
What do you mean?
Coming from your mouth.
Stop, man. You do me wrong there.
Stop it.
You do me bad, man. No, you know what? No,
I've never really lost it,
No, man.
Lie.
I got upset, yeah, but no,
Okay, listen, we don't beat our kids, so you allowed yourself to lose it, okay?
Yeah.
Because it's not gonna it's not like lashings ensued.
No.
But you gave them a couple talking twos.
Oh yeah, I had to, but the thing is, it was for them to be able to come out of this.
Snap out of it.
To snap out exactly of this way that unfortunately that are coming from the past education in public school, and it was for them to see something that is new now as a wall.
Yeah,
that you've never been able to.
I think it was building back their self-esteem.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah,
and I think that's why a lot of kids. That's why a lot of kids kind of suffer in silence and don't say anything and act as if they know something enough. And sometimes it passes and no one ever knows you don't really know.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
It's like when I was trying to break down to them, look, I've been to school. I struggled through it. Listen, I didn't know how to tell the time on analog for ages.
Yeah, make them feel better.
Okay, so let's just get embarrassment out the way. You ain't got to be embarrassed about me around me. Like, if you don't know something, you don't know something. This is not the place to feel ashamed for not knowing, because this is the place to learn that thing.
Yeah, of course. But
in a classroom setting, sometimes, depending on the teacher, depending on the school, kids are shamed for not knowing things.
But that was the case.
Yes.
That actually was the case.
It's rife here.
Yeah.
It's rife here. You don't know something, they're mocking you straight.
Even if
the teacher will get in on it.
Yeah, it can happen as well.
Oh, of course it does.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course it does. We've been told what we've been told. At the end of the day, though, not every school is like that. But you're literally rolling dice. You don't know.
No, you don't know. And even if not, this is the thing. Even if the school is not like that, it does not mean that 1 year a teacher, all you need is a bad teacher.
Yeah.
Which happened to our eldest.
Twice,
but on a crucial year, the year when you're supposed to learn how to read.
Yeah.
Now that's an absolute nightmare. And all you need, and the school can be a reputable school, even worse, because when it's a reputable school, what happened is when
they're beyond reproach.
Challenge an actual teacher, and even an old teacher that's been teaching at that school, then yeah, exactly like you said, they're beyond reproach. So now it's gonna be something.
It's not us, it's you and your child.
Yeah.
Come out my face.
But when it comes on to that particular things, I don't business. Like, you can be teaching here for 25 years, 40 years, I do not business. I will question your ways if they need to be questioned.
Yeah, I know, of course.
Specifically when it comes on to our children. And I recommend any parents to do the same thing.
Yeah.
You don't have to be violent. You don't have to do any other things, because I've heard some stuff. But one thing you can do is question the abilities of some of the teacher there.
You're allowed to ask questions.
And specifically, you know what? I would recommend that if you want your kid to remain in the same school, because at the end of the day, if the school is good, the school is good. But it doesn't mean all the teachers are.
This is the thing.
Is what it is.
This is the thing. I mean, and I'm still open to them going back.
Yeah,
that's the crazy thing.
Exactly.
I'm still open to them going back if that's what they want to do.
Exactly. The truth is,
and I don't mean that they decide their education, because some people could be like, well, there's the problem there. You're letting your kids decide when they're supposed to be.
No.
I'm raising my children back up, okay? But it's
no, that's not what it is.
It's about where they want to take their education. Their education might get to a point where it's like they need to go to this certain school to be able to move forward. And if that's the case, enroll. You see what I'm saying?
They're going to have to. The thing is, from our own experience, honestly, I can say that when we're in public school, the trouble is this: they had great teachers. They had a lot of great teachers.
Yeah.
But what I've noticed, all you need is two bad teachers there, and then and that can cause your children a huge issue.
Yeah.
And my point is that most of the time, majority of teachers are actually good.
And you know what's really funny about it? They talk about the system and how broke the system is just as much to you.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, I would love to do this and love to do that, but I'm a bit restrained and you're like, I get it. You're doing your best.
Yeah. So
hence why they need a raise.
Yeah. I do believe they need a raise.
Hands down.
I don't even understand. Like, that's crazy to me. It's like nurses. Like, why are you paying them so little?
When they are the backbone of all of this.
The society is what it is because of those people.
You need to pay them.
Pay them, and you're here paying some people like way more money, and honestly, they don't deserve it. But there you go.
Pronto. Way more.
Tuition on,
So I think that's it. We've got this. This is the climate change is real.
Yeah.
The heat wave is coming. Teachers need a raise. So do nurses.
The earth is not flat.
The earth is not flat.
Okay.
And are we going to homeschool next year?
See the situation, probably, yeah.
And we're probably going to homeschool next year.
Again, after that, we'll see how it goes. But also, COVID is just seems to be pushing into that direction at the moment.
We shall see.
We shall see. Yeah.
So, as always, like, subscribe. It helps with the algorithm that I was complaining about, but it's not really a complaint. It's some camaraderie going on.
It's real.
The challenge has been thrown down, and I'm about to pick it up.
Comment as well.
Comment, like, subscribe. Help. It all helps. Tune in next week, and until then, look after your minds, your bodies, and your spirits.
Ciao.
Ciao.